Hello everyone, so welcome to the part 2, the sewing part for the upper part of this two-piece. So please, if you're a new subscriber, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. So straight up, the first thing first we need to do is to cut the half part. So I'm just going to be drafting the upper part, which is from the shoulder to the bust point. That's the only place we're going to use to cut the flare. So I just want to, if I'm drafting it on the fabric, it won't be clear, so that's why I'm just using this paper pattern to illustrate. So I'm just going to be stopping at the bust point, which is 10 inches. So for my shoulder to the bust point is 10 inches. Then I'm going to take my shoulder to shoulder, which is 7.5. So I'll mark that down, and then the next thing to do is to take the neck width, which is 3.5 inches. I'm going to use by, I went down by 6 inches. So if you look at the picture, you'll notice it's a V kind of shape. So that's what I'm going to use. It's not going to be a round neck, it's going to be a V neck. So I'm just going to go down by 6 inches. Then I'm just going to use my free hand to create the V neckline, like so, like this. Yes, after doing that, at the shoulder point I'll go down by 1 inches to create my shoulder slant. So I'm just going to connect from the shoulder, from the neckline to the shoulder line. Then I'll take my armhole. My round armhole is 16 divided by 2, which will give me 8. So I'm just going to connect that. Then I'll rule the line. So as you can see, we are stopping at the bust point. So I'll take the midpoint of my shoulder to create my armhole to get the armhole curve. So I'm just going to create my armhole curve. And before then, I need to get my bust point, my round bust circumference, which is 10 inches at half-inch sewing allowance. So I'm just going to connect this to create my armhole curve. So after doing that, this is where we're going to stop. So I'm just going to cut this out. We're just going to stop at the bust point. So from the bust point, we just, this is a flare gown, so to fold the fabric, you fold in a triangular way, just like you're cutting your flare. So that's how you're going to fold this. And then you take your length. The length I use here is 33. Depends on the length you want. You can make it 20, you can make it 27. It depends on your thread length. So I'm just going to place my pattern on it, because the most important part is the front part. So when you get the upper part, then the down part will be easy, because from that bust point you just connect it straight down to the end. So it's a straight tutorial. So just place it on the fabric like so, and mark your neckline, mark your shoulder line. So when you're cutting, if you shift, you know the right place to use, and just have half an inch allowance on that part to join to the shoulder line. So from here, I'm just going to connect it straight down like so. Then after that, I'm just going to cut it out. So after cutting, this is how it's going to look. So I'm going to use a bias to pipe that neck. So next is to cut the back. So the difference between the back and the front is, if you want to fix a zip, you can keep a zipper allowance. Then the neck is different from the front. So the neck, I'll go down by 1.5 inches length. So the width will still be the same thing, 3.5, but the length will be 1.5 inches. It's not going to be the same with the back. So I'll just mark like this and connect to the neck width of the front. It's going to be the same. So after cutting, this is how it's going to look like. So I'm still going to use a bias for it, for the back and the front. You can use a facing, but my material wasn't enough, so that's why I went with a bias. You can see this is a bias I'm going to do. So you're going to cut it in a slanted way, which I've already done here. So I'm just going to go in by 2.5 inches. That's the width I'm going to use. Then the length, I'm going to cut 2 pieces of this. 2 pieces of this should be enough to do the back and the front. So I'm just going to cut this and create the bias. So to create the bias, you fold one side. One side should be bigger than the other side. So you fold like so and iron. So I'm just going to do this till I get to the end of the fabric. Then after that, I'll fold again like so. Then use the iron to hold the two together. So that's how to create a bias. So after doing that, the next thing now is to pipe the neck. So I'm just going to show you before I take it to the sewing machine. So I'll be placing the neckline in between the bias that I folded like so. Then I'm going to run a stitch. Make sure one side is longer than the other side. They must not be equal. If not, they won't align properly. So I'm just going to take it like this to the sewing machine and run a stitch to secure it. So I want to show you clearly again. Put it in between the bias. You open the bias up like so. You open it up and you fix the neck part in between. As you can see me doing in the video. Then you run a stitch straight down. So let's get to it. So I'll do the same thing for the front. The front is a v-neck, so I'm going to do the same thing, place it in between like so, as you can see me doing in the video. Then run a stitch till I get to the end part like so. So very straightforward. So let's get straight to the sewing machine. So after doing that, you can see I'm done. This is how it's going to look. And see how neat it's looking. If you don't want to do this, you can just do your facing, which is more easier and also straightforward. So you can do that, but I'm just using a bias to pipe this neck. The most important thing is to make sure that part is neat. So this is how it's going to look. You can see how it's looking. So next is to join the shoulder of the back and the front together. So I'm going to place right side of the back and right side of the front facing each other like so. Then I'll run a stitch on the right hand side and run a stitch also on the left hand side, as you can see me doing in the video. So after that, then I'm going to fix my sleeves. So after fixing my sleeve, this is how it's going to look. As you can see, I'm done fixing my sleeve. Then I went on to sew down from the armhole to the waist part. It didn't really get to the waist, like 6 inches from the armhole, because that's the whole thing about this, is to have like a slit by the side. So you're going to just from that armhole you go down by 6 inches. That's where you stop. So the remaining, you're just going to open it up, back stitch at that part you went down by 6 inches to hold it firm so it doesn't lose. Then the remaining parts will be open. That's the slit. So this is how it's going to look. It's a straightforward tutorial and very easy. So guys, thank you so much for watching. This is the end of this tutorial, and please like and share my videos. So see you guys in the next video. So thank you so much and stay blessed. Bye.